Well, good morning, and thanks for sending me this equation. It's an equation because it comes at us with an equal sign, so I immediately reference that. And I also notice that there are ratios involved, that is, that there are fractions. And so what we're talking about here is a rational equation. And the standard technique for solving these guys is to eliminate, that is, to clear fractions. And because we have an equation, it is a very powerful tool that we can bring to bear on this. That is what we do to one side, we can do to the other side, and that becomes the means of stripping this thing of its fractions. Now, what I've done down here is I've rewritten the problem with longer fraction bars, and that's because I'm going to stack factors up in here, and I needed this space. Also, what I did was I parenthesized things in the denominator to show them as factors. So the x minus 2 didn't have parentheses here, but in my version down here, it does. Also, I factored 12 into 3 times 4, and I did that because I wanted to get you thinking really in terms of factors. Now notice the 3x minus 6, you'll agree with me, you can pull a 3 out from both of these terms, and that's what I did here. I factored a 3 out. So now we're ready to play Wouldn't It Be Nice? I think you'll agree with me that it would certainly be nice if I had an x minus 2 up here. And the reason why that's so nice is because these factors would cancel and I'd no longer have a fraction here. Now, here's the power of dealing with equations. What you do to one side, you can do to the other side. That means I don't change the balance of the equation if I multiply everything by x minus 2. And I can literally play this Wouldn't It Be Nice game. And notice that there's a secondary payoff here, and that these factors cancel. So I'm almost rid of the fraction on this side. Certainly it would be nice if I had a 3 here, because if I did, then these 3's would cancel. And again, because I have an equation, I can make that so long as everything takes that multiplication by 3. Now I look to see if there's any more canceling, and sure enough, these 3's cancel. But I haven't quite cleared fractions completely. I still have a factor of 4 here, and it would be nice if I had a factor of 4 up here. Notice that's why I create these elongated fraction bars. I barely gave myself enough room here. Notice that these will cancel, and I'll be rid of fractions everywhere. Of course, I have to multiply everything by 4, including this first term and including the other side. Now basically, since we no longer have fractions, we've cleared fractions, we're just dealing with consolidating the tops here. I have 4 times 3 times 4, which is 48. And over here, I have a distribution problem. I have plus 5 times x and then times a negative 2. And I know you're solid on that. I know you're going to get 5x and a minus 10. And then on the right hand side, we simply have 4 times 4, or 16. So what we've done by clearing fractions is plunge ourselves back into section 1.3. A single equation and a single unknown. And we're going to combine like terms. In this case, the positive 48 and the negative 10 become a plus 38. And we're going to subtract 38 now from both sides. And we get 5x is equal to a negative 22. And of course, to liberate the x, we do some division here by 5. And so we do that to both sides. And lo and behold, we have negative 22 fifths. And that is in fact the answer here. So that was the technique I used called Wouldn't It Be Nice? And it really simplifies these problems. And where they normally take half a page, I can really do them in this small bit of space here. The other thing I want to talk about before I let you go is I know MathXL and the textbook talk about the least common denominator. In effect, I created that on the fly. Notice my first Wouldn't It Be Nice move was to put in a factor of x minus 2 everywhere. And that is part of the LCD. And then my next move was to get rid of this 3 down here by by multiplying everything by a factor of 3. And so that's part of the LCD. And then I still had this factor of 4 down here, and so I multiplied everything by 4. And so if you want to know what the LCD was, in a sense, I created it on the fly as I went along, canceling. And there is the LCD. Okay, I hope that helps. Good luck on the exam.